You know, this is kind of out of nowhere, and I don't think that anybody was expecting it to happen in this way, but I think we have our first look at Doctor Doom in Avengers Doomsday. And I'm not talking about, you know, the Fantastic Four post-credit scene, okay? Spoiler alert, I guess, but the movie's been out for a while now. I feel like if you really wanted to see it, you would have seen it at this point. So I'm not talking about what we saw from him in the post-credit scene with his back turned and with the mask in his hand. I'm talking about like a full look at promotional art of Doctor Doom in the movie. And then on top of that, there was this really awesome light show that showed off a lot more about some things for Avengers Doomsday coming up here. If you're hyped for this movie, if you cannot wait to see what the MCU has got cooking up with Doctor Doom and with Doomsday in general, hit that thumbs up button. I'll definitely be covering this movie here on this channel, so you can subscribe and turn on those notifications for that as well. All right, with that out of the way, let's jump into this. So there is like a consumer product sort of showcase that's currently happening right now over in Shanghai. And well, at the actual venue where people are going to check out some of these consumer products, there is a banner of all the things that they can see there. It says blockbuster stories, powerful partnerships. We see images of, you know, Buzz Lightyear, Mickey Mouse. I mean, there's Spider-Man there, although that is like kind of a stock image that's been used before. And there is, you know, the Mandalorian and Grogu. That's awesome. And then, oh my God, is that Doctor Doom? Oh yeah, one of the banners is Doctor Doom, and it's interesting because myself and a lot of other people online are saying this doesn't look like any promotional image or any art of Doctor Doom that anyone's ever seen before. You know, there was like kind of a consumer product show, I think, somewhere in the US not too long ago, and it had like an image of that same Spider-Man that's on the banner in Shanghai and of Doctor Doom. It turns out, though, the art that they had used at the time was of this Alex Ross art of Doctor Doom, so it wasn't anything official for Avengers Doomsday. In this instance, though, we have something that nobody has seen before. It doesn't look like it's art that was created or posted online prior to where it's being seen here. And to be honest, with the forearms and the gauntlets and everything specifically, it does sort of look similar to that of what we saw in Avengers Doomsday. The only thing that's very different in this scenario, the mask. Now, if you remember the post-credit scene of Avengers Doomsday, he does have the mask in his hand. It looks rather different from the one that we are seeing in this promotional image. The shade of green on the hood looks the same. The arms, like I said, look the same, but that mask is obviously different from the one that he was holding in his hands in the post-credit scene for Fantastic Four First Step. So what might be going on here is a situation where consumer side merchandising, they got promotional material from Avengers Doomsday, and this is what Doom was supposed to look like. But maybe somewhere along the way, before they started rolling cameras, the Russos were like, actually, we want to go with this other mask. This happens more often than you think. And in general, you will see in a lot of cases for superhero movies, toys come out for those movies that have nothing to do with scenes that are in the actual film. And most of the time, to my understanding at least, that happens because of the fact that the merchandising and the consumer product side are getting concept art and they're getting previs stuff that doesn't actually end up making the final cut. So that could be what's happening here. And if that's the case, I'm actually kind of bummed out because the mask he has in the promotional material is way better than the mask he was holding in the post-credit scene for Fantastic Four. Another potential outcome here is that he just wears multiple masks or he wears multiple suits in the movie. We're talking about toys here. They gotta sell toys. I wouldn't be surprised if Doom has more than one look in Avengers Doomsday, and then of course Avengers Secret Wars. But hey, there is more to what's going on here with Avengers Doomsday during this consumer products showcase in Shanghai. There was actually a really cool light show that they did that has a lot of information in it that I wanted to go over with you guys. And it is an official light show that is specific to Avengers Doomsday. First, you get a look at like Doom's hand reaching out to people, and then it kind of shifts over to his hood, and then we get to see Doom himself. And I will say the design in this light show of Doctor Doom does look similar to the promotional image that I showed you guys that's on the banner for this consumer product show. Doom is aura farming in his throne, looking sick as hell. Again, you gotta wonder maybe if this is all stuff based on shots from the movie even. And then we've got Doom sort of doing some magic, doing some sorcery. It looks like he does something maybe even with the mirror dimension, breaking all the glass. It's kind of similar if you remember from the fight that Doctor Strange had with Thanos in Avengers Infinity War when Thanos breaks through the mirror dimension. If you've read that 2015 run of Secret Wars, you'll know that Strange is kind of Doom Doom's right-hand man. So I wonder if they're going to do that in this movie. There is also a brief shot of Doom holding like an entire skeleton. If you've read Secret Wars from 2015, you'll know exactly what scene this is referencing. I don't even know if I should spoil it if you haven't read it, because it's such an amazing moment, and it's one that I feel like it's gonna shock a lot of people when they get to the movie, if they are recreating that moment from the comic book in this movie. Yeah, as the light show sort of continues, we get to see Doom using some sorcery, using some magic, and then it does flash those logos like I mentioned. An Avengers A Black Panther logo of some kind, the Fantastic Four logo, and then the X-Men logo from the original X-Men films. And then that's the end of it. And it looks like they're kind of, you know, considering Wakanda sort of its own sort of section, its own faction. We've got the Avengers. We know that there is the team of Avengers from the Thunderbolts, and then Captain America is going to have his own Avengers, I guess, and maybe there's going to be some conflict between the two. We know the Fantastic Four are arriving. I don't know how that's all going to go down. I kind of speculated about what could be happening with that post-credit scene after seeing the post-credit scene from Fantastic Four First Steps. And then obviously from the chairs and all the announcements of the actors that are going to be in this movie, we know that the OG X-Men cast is coming back and they're going to be involved in this film some way. And it looks like from a lot of the people who are cast as the X-Men in this movie, they are very much teasing there's going to be a battle between them and maybe the Avengers and the Fantastic Four. It's going to be wild to see all that go down. And then maybe when it comes to, you know, that Black Panther logo, we might get like the Talokan, you know, Namor, and then as well all the Wakandans sort of teaming up, and they're their own team, their own faction of people that are involved in this giant battle. I have no idea what to expect from this movie. I am crossing my fingers that the Russo brothers are going to deliver and they're going to give us another great MCU film like they have with all their previous MCU films. I am obviously cautious about a couple of things, and while I am worried about Robert Downey Jr. playing Dr. Doom, one thing that I can hopefully rest assured on is that design, if what we're seeing from the promotional art at this expo, if it's true, that design is perfect, man. I have no notes. Maybe it could be like a little greener, I guess, or maybe it can have some gold in there, but those are such minor nitpicks. What I'm seeing there looks so damn good. I can't wait to see it on film. I guess we're gonna have to wait though. We still got like over a year until this movie comes out, and we probably got a long way to go until the Russos or anybody involved actually releases some sort of an official image of Dr. Doom from the movie. Who even knows when we're gonna get a trailer? But anyways, I'll make sure to try and keep you guys up to date on Avengers Doomsday as we start to get some more information. That being said, let me now kick it to you guys. Sound off with your thoughts in the comments section below. What do you think about that first promotional image of Dr. Doom in the movie? What do you think about the light show that they showed off for this movie? I want to hear all your theories and everything in the comment section below. I've been Caboose. I'll see you guys later.